It's my pleasure to be here tonight with all of you. Um, I really enjoyed the education series that we did. It was actually the day that we found out the election results. It was a very lot going on that day. It was a Saturday. So I thought this evening that I would talk a little bit about mindfulness and mindfulness meditation. And I can't really see everyone, but I believe from my sampling on the education day, and I'm guessing that a lot of you are familiar with meditation. Some of you maybe are regular meditators. Some have tried it in the past and um, don't do it consistently. So there's a wide range. So tonight I chose two different types of mindfulness meditation. Our first one will be a visualization, and the second one is a loving kindness meditation. So tonight is really all about you I hope, participating in the meditation and really being able to um, do some breathing, some relaxation, and just being present in the moment. So I invite you to be in a comfortable position. If you'd like to turn your camera off, feel free. If you're comfortable closing your eyes during the actual meditation, it sometimes helps with distraction, but whatever is comfortable for you is great. Just about me, I am an occupational therapist and integrative health coach. I work at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston, Massachusetts. My setting is the Osher Center for Integrative Medicine. I work with a whole group of wonderful colleagues. We have Dr. Carrie Bernstein, who is an integrative headache specialist, and she's just wonderful. She was also part of the forum when we spoke, but she sees a lot of migraine patients, so that's a large part of my practice. I have colleagues who work in craniosacral therapy, acupuncture, chiropractic, yoga therapy, a lot of different Feldenkrais, a lot of different movement therapies who work with us. So I spend a lot of time working with women and men with migraine. My focus is on helping people identify stressors and other factors that are contributing to health and wellness, and also learning some skills and strategies to improve coping and hopefully decrease symptoms. So just a little bit about mindfulness. We're, just all of us now are living in this unprecedented time of anxiety and lack of control with the kind of challenges of COVID-19, the pandemic, the state of government, so many things beyond our control. It's challenging for everyone, and when you add migraine or chronic health issues to this, it's no wonder that so many of us feel stressed. The idea of approaching anxiety, fear, and panic using mindfulness and meditation is based on an evidence-based model that uses known as Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, or MBSR. That model was developed at UMass Medical Center by Dr. John Kabat-Zinn, and his work is continued by Sacco Santarelli, and we do run these MBSR programs where I work. The approach has been shown to offer benefits for treating a variety of medical conditions, including those with pain, depression, anxiety. Because the approach is based in a healthcare model, these mindfulness practices and meditations are open to anyone and do not really demand any specific religion or spiritual orientation. So anyone can practice mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is an awareness that is sensitive, open, kind, gentle, and curious. Mindfulness is a basic human capacity. It arises from paying attention on purpose in a way that is non-judging, friendly, and does not try to add or subtract anything from whatever is happening. It is often said that in practicing mindfulness, you practice being, not doing. This means that you stop trying to change things and start opening, allowing, and noticing what is happening more closely and carefully. Being mindful means taking a position of gentleness, curiosity, and a non-judging attention. It means paying attention on purpose with an open heart and open mind. And it means a kind of noticing centered in the present moment. And in case this all sounds confusing, don't worry. We're going to dive in and try our first mindful exercise. And as you practice, you may realize that you have already been more mindful during your life than you knew. Just maybe didn't call it that. So let's start by focusing on our breath and our breathing. I hope you're in a comfortable position, and let's take a few deep breaths. It might be helpful to kind of rest your hand on your lower abdomen, and as you breathe in and out, feeling your belly expand on the inhale and relax on the exhale. So let's take 5 deep breaths together. Feel your mind and body quiet down as you focus on your breath. So a nice deep inhale through your nose and an exhale either through your nose or mouth, whatever is comfortable. Notice if you are holding tension anywhere, or if any area is feeling particularly tight. Maybe your neck or shoulders, where we tend to hold tension. Gently stretch or release this muscle tension. You can do some shoulder rolls backwards, kind of stretch your neck a little bit. If your low back is bothering you, move your pelvis around, all while doing those deep in breaths and exhale. And with this process, we're becoming more centered. And if your eyes are closed, it is sometimes easier to not be distracted by the environment. Stay focused on your breath and my voice as we begin our first mindful meditation. We are going to start with a short visualization. I chose this particular meditation. I'm calling it the Sea of Tranquility because of the turbulent times we are living in. Let's begin. Close your eyes and visualize yourself at the beach, sitting on the warm sand with a refreshing sea breeze sprinkling your whole body. You are safe and secure. You are warm. You are watching the waves drift in and out, over and over again. Each wave is like your breath, rising up inside from deep within, and then releasing and returning out to sea. What do you notice about the surface of the ocean? Pay attention to what you are visualizing. It is much like your life. Some parts are rough and choppy, with impending waves of uncertainty pounding away. Breathe in these moments that are challenging and possibly upsetting. Remember that you have stability and strength to weather the storm. Breathe out your fears and your doubts about the outcome. What will be, will be. Only the waves can carry all your anxieties and your fears out to sea. What's happening below the surface of the ocean? It is a calm, serene, quiet, and contemplative underwater experience. Schools of fish are swimming to and fro. Sea plants are sashaying to a mysterious musical current. Starfish cling to rocks in a colorful and beautiful display. Luminescent shards of sunlight splice through the water, transmitting warmth and radiance downward. Depending on what life tosses your way, you may be body surfing the big wave or floating along a sea of serenity. Be mindful of the journey, the highs and the lows, the good times and the bad, the joy and the pain. Move gently with each wave. Know that you can carry the calm tide of the ocean within you as you move throughout your day, your evening, and I invite you now to spend a few minutes sitting with this imagery, being mindful with your breath, staying centered and present on this beach, seeing the waves, feeling the currents and the underwater seen. When you're ready, you can bring your attention back to the room surrounding you. Open your eyes if you'd like. Staying centered in this calm, wonderful state you've just created. You can, even on Zoom, feel kind of the hush and the just the calmness. So I hope that was relaxing. Mindfulness is a practice that can really help get you in a very different place if you're experiencing stress, when you're having a migraine, when you're feeling a bit out of sorts. It's a nice way to kind of reconnect with your breath. It's very normal and typical that when you start this practice, all kinds of thoughts just rush in, and it's hard to kind of focus initially. So that's to be expected if anyone had that um, issue and felt that just thoughts kept flooding in. It's okay. I like that imagery of the waves, just kind of taking those thoughts out to sea. And also, kind of what's going on the surface can be very different than what's going on underneath, just like with us. So that was a more of a visualization technique and exercise. And I thought for our second meditation tonight, I wanted to share one called a loving kindness meditation. For so many people who experience migraine, life can be unpredictable, and some people live in a state of what is called anticipatory anxiety. This is feeling anxious about not knowing if or when you might get a migraine on a plane, or at work when you're about to give a presentation, or when you're driving a carpool of children, that you might keep you from being able to attend an important event or really participate in a family gathering. And there are many feelings and emotions that can accompany this, of disappointment, guilt, negativity, and hopelessness. Loving kindness meditation uses specific phrases of friendliness and well-wishing, and it's based on perhaps the most ancient form of practicing, the ancient form for practicing loving kindness meditation that is known, and that is Buddhism. So it is said to have been taught by the Buddha to his followers. And it's a phrase-based method that this practice offers you. It's a specific meditation form that is easy to use and also quite flexible and powerful as a vehicle of healing and transformation. In this meditation, you select a phrase that resonates warmly in your heart. So this will be very individual for each of you. So let's take a comfortable position again, including laying down if you wish. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes. Let's bring our attention back to our breath and breathe mindfully for a few moments. I invite you to shift your attention to your heart space. in the center of your chest, and notice any feelings or sensations that you have there. Let these feelings or sensations just be, kindly accepting whatever you notice. Allow yourself to open and accept feelings of friendliness and kindness that are within you. If it helps, recall a dear friend or a loved one, or maybe a pet, or the warm feeling you have when a child takes your hand. Let the kind feelings arising from these remembrances fill and support you as much as possible. Now focus attention on yourself. Imagine you are speaking to yourself or to a part of yourself that is upset, injured, or needing attention. Speak kindly and with compassion, wishing yourself well. You might use phrases like, "May I be safe and peaceful." "May I be happy." "May I be healthy and well." "May I live with ease and in peace." Whatever phrase resonates with you, repeat your phrase to yourself as if you were quietly humming a lullaby to yourself. We're going to spend a few minutes repeating this phrase as a lullaby to ourselves. If you're finding that your attention is shifting or other feelings arise, it's okay. You have not made a mistake. Just notice the shifts and the feelings. Allow and release them, and return your attention to your phrase. When you feel ready, try sending kind wishes to someone else. We can end this meditation by releasing your phrase and opening your eyes. I hope you're feeling centered and relaxed as we finish our second meditation. I run a group with our migraine patients at the Osher Center, and it's a meditation and mindfulness practice as part of our groups. And so I wish I could get some feedback. I hope that this was helpful. I'm used to being able to kind of discuss at the end how people found it, but maybe some, we have some comments. Maybe I can share.
Yeah, we would love to hear. That was wonderful. I loved the introduction to give us a little background on mindfulness was new for us, and the two different types of mindfulness visualizations are also new. So we would love to have your comments. We have a few minutes here before we're done.
Great.
Let us know what you think.
Well, thank you all so much. I really think this is a wonderful organization. One question was, is yours affiliated with the Osher Center at UCSF? Yes, we are. There are 7 Osher centers across, there's one in Sweden, 4 in the US, and where else? One in China, and we're all affiliated. Some have different programs, but we're trying to, our migraine program is probably the best one because we have Dr. Bernstein who heads that up. So we share that with our other centers. So I hope, we hope that UCSF might be doing some of this work, and I'm glad you're going there. That's Yuri. Any chance I could share the links to these meditations? I've never done that before. I kind of made them up. I have different books and sources. So I think this, Helen, this will be shareable on your site.
We have, yes, we are recording this session and it will be on our YouTube channel, the Miles for Migraine YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to it, I can send an email to those of you that are on tonight so that you can practice it again and know that Meredith is going to be with us in our January-February series. So you can watch for her on our schedule so that you get to participate in another. Her practice is very different than our past mindfulness, and I think it's really interesting and great, and I commend all of you for showing up and experiencing something new. We're getting a lot of great feedback that they liked both of those as I say, every mindfulness practice is a little different. So know that you can come back and watch this at your convenience between now and when she comes back again in January. But
I'm glad to
please,
hear, Helen, that some people, Jim, it says he uses mindfulness to manage. It's the only thing, the only consistent tool that's worked for migraines. I'm so glad to hear that. And that Jim again read, mindfulness is not an objective, but a present state of mind, which is just a great way to phrase that. Thank you. And thank you for feedback. I do get a lot of feedback from patients who go through our groups at the Osher Center that, that meditation and mindfulness are, one of the things that you can always have with you, unlike, again, with this anticipatory anxiety, which is so common and so stressful and difficult, that you can always return to your loving kindness phrase that you developed during that last exercise, a visualization that's particularly calming, that this is one of the tools in your toolbox to manage pain and migraines. And we really do, that's kind of the bedrock of this group that I run. And then we invite different practitioners. We have a nutritionist, a craniosacral therapist, our chiropractor comes in, Dr. Bernstein comes in. So it's kind of it is a multidisciplinary approach to migraines.
That's definitely something that we've been talking about during this series and our education days, and that's why you've been so valuable to adding you into our stable of folks, and that's why we've been recording and making it available so that you can do this on a daily basis. You can use the tools that Meredith introduced you to this evening, but you can also just go to our website and decide, I'm going to take the time and replay one and have the facilitator walk you through the mindfulness practice. So that's what we're finding is important to make it part of your self-care treatment.
Wonderful, Helen. And I think also, I just find myself as a person who meditates, there's so many great apps now on our phones for meditation, Insight Timer. There's a lot of people really love, I have a whole list here, but Calm, Breathe, Headspace, there's a lot of great apps. I think too, for just kind of finding what's best for you. Some people are very visual and really like to be led in a meditation. Some people really quietly like to focus on their phrase and their breath. So I think it's finding what really works individually, and it may change day to day, week to week, but it's something you can always have with you. And it's really a great practice. And we call it a practice because we're always learning and getting more out of it. So thank you. There's a lot of San Francisco people on this call. I love that. We really would like to come out to our Osher Center at UCSF and share our work there. That it's a great center there. A couple of people in Stanford, it looks like, too, Stanford Pain Management Clinic. So thank you for the feedback. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm really looking forward, if anyone has just a few minutes and would like to give me some suggestions for the January meeting, is there anything specific people might like to focus on? I'd love to hear. And Helen, if you get feedback over the next few weeks, we can talk about how to focus our time.
Definitely. I feel like, as I say, this was a little bit different, and being able to do two different practices seems to be very welcome, something new for people that are doing mindfulness, whether it was the calming visualization or the kindness. I think the kindness is very important in this time. So that's great.
Will definitely, I could do another different loving kindness. I think that's a great one for the world we're living in right now, and a body scan. Someone said
definitely. So I want to again thank Meredith for joining us in this series, because I recognized right away how important and valuable her work is, and very refreshing and calming. Sometimes I have a hard time coming back out of these sessions myself because it's a perfect way to end an evening. So I hope the rest of you feel the same. I just will remind you that we have one more mindfulness series in December, which is art therapy, which is different. But again, I commend those of you that are showing up to try new things and add these practices as it comes and goes. And as I say, they're recorded so you can view them at your pleasure and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, and have a wonderful evening.